Welcome everyone. This is Martin, and again, welcome to another edition of the Forex updates and recap of the previous week. We will soon be looking at what I'm looking for and other trading opportunities for the week September the 28th to October the 2nd. Time is flying. We're well into the fall season and expect some pretty good trading from here on in. So we'll get started in just a second. Okay, as always, we're going to start with the EURUSD pair. We're always looking at the daily charts with my updates. And last week, as if you can recall, we basically talked about most of the major currency pairs in a triangle pattern sideways consolidation. And this is what we saw last week right here. And as of last week, looking at this red vertical line, you can see that right here with the big, huge red arrow. This is what happened as of last week. And last week I said that we were in a weak uptrend. Watch the 8 EMA as resistance. The bias was to the sell side and buy at support. And as a result, we had a 75 pip profit, or the currency moved 75 pips in our favor. And this is what happened. So as of last week, we started last week right here, and I mentioned watch the 8 EMA. That's this line right here as resistance. Price went below the 8 EMA. Okay, that was last week, and immediately I'm thinking, well, you know, let's take a sell trade right here. So if you would have taken a sell trade to the downside, you would have made at least 75 pips, and so that's pretty good there. The MACD was above the 0 level, but it is weakening, and this week you can see right here, again, there's a sell bias. I do have a sell bias here. This time, look at the 8 EMA once more for clues. Price closed on Friday with a huge pin bar. You can see that. So the bears took it all the way down to the 50 SMA, and then the bulls brought it back up again, but basically the bear it's a bearish pin bar, so bears still seem to be in control. My bias is down to the downside, and we're looking at the 8 EMA right here. So the other thing you can do is, if price from here breaks north or goes higher, you can take a breakout trade above the 112.30, and in that case, price then will go. Let me just take a look. Price will go to at least here, most likely to the trend line, and then back down again, a bounce to this to the downside. Okay, so again, so look for a breakout above the 112.30, or if the 8 EMA holds, then price will continue to go downwards to at least to the 50 SMA, but then most likely I think it's going to break that, come down to at least this gray rectangle, which is major support zone, and possibly even come back down to this long-term trend line. You can see this magenta trend line right here. So that's what you can look forward to. If price actually closes below 1080, I continue taking sell trades to the downside. Okay, so the next pair is the British Pound USD, and last week this pair was in a triangle pattern. Right, you can see price was consolidating between the upper and lower trend lines. We started the trading week right here at the red vertical line, and this is really important. I said wait for bullish evidence, then you would buy, and last week we were right here. Price closed below the 50 SMA, and the next candle right after that closed below the 8 EMA and this major support zone that's highlighted in the gray rectangle. Also, you can see that's the lower level of this huge channel. And once price closed over here, we kind of knew that price was going back down further. So based on what I said last week, watch for bullish evidence. There was no bullish evidence at all, just bearish evidence. So that would prompt me to take a further sell trade. And if you would have done that, you would have made approximately 196 pips. That is pretty darn good. Okay, so 196, and that's pretty good. So this week we're still in a downtrend. Okay, however, caution, caution. Take a look to the left here. We've pretty well reached a major support area again, a previous swing low. I kind of expect price to go back higher from here. This is then called a counter trend. So you can possibly take a counter trend trade, but you have to wait for a bullish candle, a bullish white candle first. In other words, you have to wait and find some sort of evidence that price will continue going higher for you to be able to be confident and take a counter trend trade. However, if price breaks below the 151.20, then you could take price is going to certainly continue going down lower, and most likely will go down to the next major support area, which is the 149.00 area. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Look for a break below the 151.20, or look for bullish evidence to the upside for you to take a counter trend trade, and that may go up to at least this area right here, the 153.50. If price does in fact go higher, okay, let me just show you. If price goes higher and you see some bearish evidence to the downside, once it bounces off this resistance area, then you would want to take a sell trade below the 153.50. Okay, so that's what you would want to do there. Okay, and now we jump to the Australian USD. And again, we were last week or 2 weeks ago, you see price was going higher. It was stuck right here by the 8 EMA. And again, you can see the vertical red line. That's where he started last week's trading. And price was contained within this huge bearish channel. You can see the lower trend line, the upper trend line, and price had broken out. Okay, so that was really important. Price had broken out, but then I mentioned, look at this and this. These two candles had huge upper wicks, which indicate bearish strength overtaking the bullish ride higher. So the bears actually came right in and slammed the price right back down, and then you would look for the 8 EMA to either hold or break. And last week I mentioned, let me do something very important. Hold on. Okay, last week I mentioned we were in a weak uptrend. Okay, and that's basically because of the major pullback here. Sell at resistance. Okay, the resistance was this area right here, or below the 8 EMA. So if you would have been a conservative trader, you wait for price to go below the 8 EMA, which is this line here. That would have been this candle right there. Do you see that candle? If you would have entered at the next candle, you would have made 136 profit. 136 pips, because this candle right here, price actually went down much lower, then closed up just a wee bit higher. So approximately 136 pip profit. Now, this week, this is what I see. We are in a strong downtrend. The reason is price did break the upper channel here. However, price came right back down really hard. The bears took it down. We're back within this channel, okay, the upper and lower trend line. And it looks like price is going to continue going down lower. So, again, look for a retest of the 8 EMA. So, in other words, price could go a little bit higher to retest the 8 EMA, which now is going to be acting as resistance. And if price breaks or bounces back down again, and you see another black bearish candle, then you would take a sell trade, and most likely price is going to come back down to at least this zone to see the previous swing low here, to at least meet or come down as low as the previous swing low. But if it breaks this previous swing low, the 6,900, price goes down further, then it would come all the way down to about the 67.80, 67.50 area. Okay, so again, what you're looking for is waiting for price to go up just a wee bit and a bounce. You're looking for bearish evidence to the downside, then you're going to take a sell trade. So sell below the 70.50. Price may go even back up again to the 70.50, I'm sorry, which is right here, okay? And then you'd look for selling evidence to the downside, or if you're really conservative, just watch for a breakout below the 6,900, which is this support zone right here. So if price comes down below, you can look for a breakout below the 6,900, and in fact, I would wait till about 68.80, and then you could take a sell trade. MACD is below zero here, indicating we're still in a fairly strong downtrend. Okay. Okay, now we're looking at the New Zealand USD daily. Last week I mentioned that we were in a weak downtrend. In fact, it's a major downtrend, but we were kind of going sideways here within this upper and lower channel lines. So price was now not going down further. In fact, it was going up a bit, and that's where we started the week with the vertical red line. So I mentioned use the 8 EMA as resistance, and you would sell below the 8 EMA. If you would have, the beginning of last week, the price actually closed way below the 8 EMA. If you would have gotten in at the next candle, you would have made about 65 pips profit. Okay, so this week we're still in a weak, in a weak downtrend. The reason is prices again retesting resistance. So what you want to do is, if price goes higher from here on in, sell below the 6,500. In other words, sell at the next resistance area, which would be right around here, the 6,500. Again, waiting for evidence to the downside. Okay, MACD is well below zero. Okay, now we're looking at the US CAD daily chart, and last week, take a look right over here, we were in an uptrend, and I said to buy above the 132.35. Well, that's what I saw anyways, above the 32.35 level. And last week we started the week's trading right here at this red vertical line, and you can see price. I mentioned to take a buy trade above the 132.35, which was right above there, actually right above the once this candle broke higher. If you would have gotten in at the next candle, you would have gained all these pips to the upside, and that would have resulted in approximately 113 pips profit. That's pretty darn good. So again, a breakout of the previous triangle. Again, if you can remember, we were in a triangle pattern, and I said eventually price would break out either to the upside, to the downside, and in this case it broke out to the upside, and using the 8 EMA as a support, taking a trade right here would have given you 113 pips. So this week we are in an uptrend. Price seems to be going higher. We want to wait for a breakout. This time we want to wait for a breakout right here above the 133.50. Again, watch the 8 EMA for direction. So price goes higher but bounces off, and the sellers take control and bring it down again. Watch the 8 EMA as a support, as a minor support area. Perhaps price would bounce, come back down, bounce off the 8 EMA, and then go back up again. But again, the main thing to look out for is watch out for a breakout above the 133.50. Okay, and now we're into the U.S. Swiss franc. Okay, last week on this U.S. Swiss franc, we would have made some pretty good pips. We were in an uptrend, as I mentioned right here, and I said to buy above the 97.20, which is right here. If you would have entered a trade once price Once this candle closed above the 8 EMA, then you would have made pips from here all the way up to